Welcome to the late night chat. Half of you are half awake. Um, anyway, we're doing effort and grace, and if Jay Thema would uh, display that.
Topic, polishing the heart. Dear folks of Baba, dear friend, your heart is a polished mirror. You must wipe it clean of the veil of dust that has gathered upon it, because it is destined to reflect the light of divine secrets. Al-Ghazzali, a Sufi mystic. In the last two sessions, we talked first about becoming aware of the heart center and then offering to Baba its content of emotions, desires, and impulses that clutter the heart. As we empty the strangers from our heart and give them to Baba, our heart begins to let in more of the light of Baba's love, our own soul. The Sufis compare the heart to a mirror covered with dust. When it is polished clean, it reflects the sun. Baba's face and form, which have been invisible for lifetimes, eventually begin to appear in the mirror of our heart. And ultimately, there is room for Baba to actually live our life, as it is said in the Bible, not I, but Christ liveth in me. It is not that the light of love really increases in us. In essence, we are the light itself, and our heart is becoming increasingly more receptive to it. The reward of feeling more love and light in our heart spurs us on to empty it of strangers with greater determination. The formless divine presence is everywhere, but with Baba, that divine presence has taken human form and enters our lives. That is, as Baba lovers, we are not just tuning into the formless divine presence. Baba has come to us as a divinely human presence we personally share in our lives. He embodies the divine presence, which is everywhere. This work of giving our interior to Baba needn't take place only on the higher planes, but can happen right down here at the street level, amidst our everyday situations. As the mirror of the heart is wiped clean, Baba's form and personality begin to be reflected in our heart. We have the great good fortune to enjoy the intimate companionship of Baba as our heart moves towards the light of the soul. In emptying the strangers from our heart to Baba, he gradually becomes inwardly more real to us. Baba is really there in person to receive everything we give him. On our ascent to the soul, we enjoy the intimate companionship of Baba with each step. The more intimate our sharing from the heart with Baba, the more intimate he becomes with us. We have the opportunity to share with him things in ourselves that we might be very reluctant to share with anyone else. And not only will he not disapprove of what we give him, he is grateful and touched that we should be so vulnerable before him. In focusing on his infinite form and life, how is it that our heart expands?
It's finite form.
Oh, yes. And focusing on his finite form and life, how is it that our heart expands beyond its usual bounds? It is because, as Baba has said, even though his form is illusory, it houses the reality. Truth and truth's body, as Francis Brabazon has written in the Australian Arty. Both Erich and Darwin refer to Baba as impressionless being, and any focus on him dissolves whatever impressions we are experiencing at the moment. In absorbing more and more of the details of Baba's life, as Darwin suggests, He becomes more real as a personality and accompanies us throughout the day. The personalities of the avatars are eternal, even though their bodies last only for a time. The Christian saints in the Middle Ages, for example, enjoyed a present moment relationship with Jesus many centuries after he lived on earth. For the longest time, we feel Baba's presence in our lives, but we don't see him, except perhaps on rare occasions. Eventually, Darwin says, the eye of the heart, not the mind's eye, which has been closed for eons of time, begins to open. And Baba, who has always been right before us, though invisible, suddenly comes into view. It is to share this experience with us that Baba has come. It is our destiny to eventually see him face to face. However, as sublime as this experience is, Adi K. Irani, Baba's early disciple and secretary, points to something beyond even this. One day in his office, he said to a friend of mine, "See that photograph on the wall? I can make Baba come out of the photograph and stand right before me." And without pausing, he went on, "But I have work to do." Working for Baba as he did his entire life and striving to please him, according to Adi, is even greater than seeing him face to face. That is something to ponder. Everyone sees the unseen in proportion to the clarity of his heart, and that depends upon how much he has polished it. Whoever has polished it more sees more. More unseen forms become manifest to him, Rumi, in his love, Jess. Yes. We are continuing on page 26.
Okay. I hope that made some sense. Um, it's interesting because one of you inspired me to view the inner experience of the heart in a larger context. And that reminded me of this exchange that I related there in that I related at the end of the email about Adi. Because our inner experience can be surrendered, as Adi was saying, in favor of a life of service and ongoing efforts to please Baba, and and I would add to give people a feeling of belonging. But I remember Adi back in the early 1970s once saying, if he hadn't gotten into Baba, he would have been a great saint with a large following. Instead, Instead, I've had to suffer frustration, exhaustion, and humiliation every day of my life with Baba. I mean, he was quite upfront about that. So even that sight, the inner sight that he could have enjoyed and the life that abundantly gave it up just to look after Baba and all of the exhaustion and frustration and humiliation involved in that. So anyway, anyone have anything to say about that? The email, otherwise we can go on. Oh,
Virginia, camera's off.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a little bit of a mess right now.
she's got her hair in curlers and
Okay.
Exactly. running around my kitchen. I was just thinking, when you talked about the exhaustion and frustration, Jeff, we're at the 1 year anniversary of Helene here in Western North Carolina, and I've been really feeling it the last few days, and my body has been low, and my spirits have been low, and my emotions have been low. But I've been so grateful that even as I've not felt like I could do anything that would please Baba. I've been remembering to ask him to be with me even in this place and just saying, okay, here's the feeling of sadness. Baba, can you be with me in this sadness? Here's this feeling of my body just completely at the end of exhaustion. Baba, can you be here with me in my exhaustion? And I've felt him there, and I'm so grateful for that.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, beautiful. I mean, it's
Yeah.
something that we can do that's truly, truly meaningful to bring him in, even into the midst of our exhaustion. And then you can join Adi's company.
That'll
Yeah,
be
beautiful.
wonderful company to be in.
Yeah. Okay, so JC, if you can post that where we are.
Dan, do you want to read?
Dan Sparks?
Yeah.
Okay,
Ah,
sure.
okay.
And
Right.
I'm starting at, is it the gate of the heart or is it the one before that? Do you know? Oh,
I see the doorway to the
Masters.
infinite. Is that actually it? I always, JC, do you know where it is?
is that it? Oh, okay.
I put a sticker on the master's help, which is just a little bit beyond that.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, I think it is the master's help. I think you're right.
okay.
Yes, it is.
Oh, good for it. Go for it. Yeah.
Okay. Jai Baba, the master's help. Meher Baba loves us and wants to sustain us and share his consciousness with us. He wants to share the kingdom of God with us. It is always open. He wants to be our constant companion, and he will if we allow him. I feel that he is even more accessible now that he is without his physical body. The more we can stay in his company inwardly, the more we are exposed to that divinely pure consciousness, and the more we will become free of the attractions that are really our weaknesses. To counteract our addiction to Maya, the Master imparts truth and dissolves the false by revealing himself inwardly. His truth supersedes any other value we are holding on to. As we make inward efforts to love him, he helps in his own way. A growing acceptance of the Master's intervention leads to increasing intimacy with him, and we feel impelled to want to clear up the heart. Through this intimacy with the Master, we become, in some measure, a part of his consciousness. In other words, he takes us to his level when we identify ourselves with the infinite, the soul level of our being, which the Master represents. This is not something that we can imagine. The Master's love, which is given freely and internally, dissolves all sanskaras and cancels out our addiction to Maya. Therefore, we must learn not to identify with our lower self. We must maintain the attitude and visualization of the goal or reality as already achieved. We must remain established in the freedom and positive attitude of truth realized.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you, Dan. Wow. I mean, these things are
A lot.
Oh,
a lot of protein.
oh man,
Yeah.
truly, truly.
Anyone have anything to comment? Oh,
Yes, Ron.
Okay, I think actually this is going to be more in related to your letter, Jeff,
mhm.
and possibly even last week's uh, part where we were talking about the heart center. And what I was thinking of was something that came to me really after I got this book. And I went and found it on my bookshelf. I'm going to show a picture of it. Maybe people might recognize this
Yeah.
Oh,
book
yeah.
that
Yeah.
Jim Meyer produced, and it has these wonderful pictures of Baba that he I guess he drew it, things like this, and and uh, and then some quotes and interesting quotes. Some we've heard, some seem kind of new and different, and none of them are. It says where they're from or anything, but uh, this is the one that got me going on what I want to mention. But I thought I would read this and see how it strikes you. It says, "Open your heart by weeding out all desires, and by harboring only one longing, the longing for union with the ultimate reality. The ultimate reality is not to be sought in the changing things of external environment, but in one's own being. Every time your soul intends to enter your human heart, it finds the doors locked and the inside too full of desires. Do not keep the doors of your hearts closed." Now that's a key part in what I'm going to say after. "Everywhere there is the source of abiding bliss, and yet all are miserable because of desires born of ignorance. The goal of lasting happiness shines forth fully only when the limited eye, with all its desires, finds its complete and final extinction." So, for some reason, what this led me to was this kind of a an idea or a vision of my heart being a place where I could invite Baba to come in, and that by inviting him, keeping the door, like it says, the door is usually locked, but in this case, I strive to keep the doors of my heart open, and thus inviting Baba to come in. And I even wrote a song one time, uh, putting out the welcome mat for Baba. So it's all about inviting Baba to come in. And what happens to my imagination is that those strangers that have been sitting around in the house of the heart uh, are get a little bit freaked out because here's Baba coming to visit and to maybe just spend a lot of time there. And they don't like the idea, so they sneak out. That's the idea. I don't have to drive them out or anything. I think just inviting Baba in unnerves those desires and fears and all those illusions and drives them out. Anyhow, uh, I actually, at that same time, back, it's almost 50 years ago, I wrote a tune. Well, I wrote a poem, and then I eventually set it to a tune, which I call "Receive." And have it be my personal 30-second soundbite RT. That's the other name for it. 30
Okay.
second soundbite RT. So I'll sing that to you, and then if people want to comment. So, may the doors of our hearts stand open, and heart strangers take their leave, to make clear the way for the Lord of love, who comes, ever comes to give, and bids us receive. Clear the way for the Lord of love, who comes, ever comes to live, and bids us receive. Clear the way for the Lord of love.
Mm.
That's
Beautiful.
Nice.
the image.
Oh,
That's the image
beautiful.
that I like to go with, rather
Yeah.
Yeah.
than try to give Baba these things that really they're so used to being there. I don't hardly even know what some of them are, but um, I figure if I keep on calling Baba to come over and take up residence in my heart, And that should take care of it pretty well.
Yeah, excellent. I call that plan A. But if he doesn't, you don't feel him come in, then you got to go to plan B. Unload the garbage. You know, in that portion that was just read by Dan, there was Darwin says that Bob is even more accessible now than he was when he was physically here. And recently, someone a long time ago, but recently I heard where um, this guy named Nick Principe asked Elizabeth, "Do you miss Bob?" And she said, "You know, Bob is more accessible now than when he was physically here." He said, and when Bob was in seclusion so much of the time, and they didn't get to see him. So she said he was like a bottle of perfume, and you couldn't, you know, the fragrance was, you know, was hidden. But when you take the stopper off, then the perfume is released into the world. That's that's what happened when Baba dropped his body. We're getting the perfume.
Mm,
I like the image. It was great.
mm,
Mm.
yeah.
Okay. Anything to say about what was just read? Well, we'll just go on to the next one. Darn it. It's, you know, it's funny. It's hard to see what, hard to remember what was just read if we,
Christina, do you want to read?
Yeah, happy to. Are we at the gate of the heart?
yeah.
We are meant to see with the eyes of the heart and know with the eyes of our consciousness. Seeing with the eyes of the heart is a mystical seeing through which we perceive the inner path, the inner love of God. We see with the glow of love at the heart level. We must assert the supremacy of this glow of love by loving the Master, loving Baba. Love is not maudlin sentimentality, affection, or an emotion, but something much more refined and pure. It is a sense of oneness, illumination, unlimited freedom, and knowledge, a knowing wisdom and insight. It is the beam of reality, of truth. Love is reality. Reality is perhaps the best word because love causes the veils of falseness, of unreality, to fall away. Meher Baba says that as we put our focus on him, he opens the gate of the heart and releases the glow of love, which changes our consciousness at the thought level. When we assert the glow of love in the heart, light is revealed. The heart then no longer accepts such misconceptions as low self-esteem. We do not try to love people per se, but instead make efforts to achieve the glow of love in the heart. This glow results in a radiating love and leads to a natural giving out of love.
Beautiful. Yeah. Anything to say about that? These are great affirmations of what we're doing that Darwin puts into words.
I'd like to say something.
Yeah.
That last part is so beautiful. When we assert the glow of love in the heart, light is revealed. The heart then no longer accepts such misconceptions as low self-esteem. We do not try to love people per se, but instead make efforts to achieve the glow of love in the heart. This glow results in a radiated love and leads to a natural giving out of love. So this goes back to me to what Ron so beautifully presented, and that is by bringing Baba in, I don't need to make an effort to decide what to kick out because Baba's coming in. And this kind of thing here, by focusing on Baba and attaining this glow of love in the heart. The glow results in this radiating love that leads to naturally giving out love. So it's almost effortless as long as we're thinking of Baba more and more. Like Ron said, bringing Baba in to our heart. And then whatever is dissolved is his choice, but the love comes.
Yeah. No, you're echoing what Ron said, and
Yeah.
say that's, to me, that's the best way. If it can be real, if you're feeling it. But if you're feeling really empty, it's a little harder to do that. But and yeah.
Oh, Rich. Hey.
Um, I was reading this last week and I was sort of meditating. But this first sentence, we are meant to see with the eyes of the heart and know with the eyes of our consciousness. Um, I think Darwin, at least in this section, is actually describing a real experience of looking beyond the gross world. And he is actually saying that that only happens when your heart is available to see that world. And that's where divine love has pierced the gross veil, as Bao always talked about, the hole in that veil that Baba has cut. And this is a literal description, of what your experience is or can be. That's what it is. And I have experienced some of this, but it's not like being a saint or something. What Darwin has said all along is we're moving on this path. We are already illuminated as Meher Baba. He's one with us already. We're not going to merge with him. We're already there. As a soul, he came. That's what he did. He came. So all we have to do is to begin seeing him as he is within us and in the world and in others. It's hardest for me to see Baba in other people. Very tough because my mind immediately responds with, oh, that personality. Oh, I like that person. Oh, well, that other person, that's a, and so then it becomes much more difficult to see that glow or what you might call that light. But it's all available here. It's really available. It's right here. And some people would call this the astral world. I tend to think of it that way because it's a very baby step into the energy of the subtle planes. Anyway, that's
Yeah.
my thought. Thank you.
I talked to Darwin about this. People would say to Darwin, how fortunate you are. You get to, in sharing about Baba, you get to relive those times with Baba. And Darwin say, not relive, I'm living those times with Baba. Because we talked about this, Baba's life is going on right now in the timeless realm. Uh, and you can plug in, if you got the right station, you can plug into any period of Baba's life, not as a past event, but as a present moment event. And that's kind of a beautiful thing.
What is that station?
What's that?
What is that station?
FM.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And but from my own experience, my first experience of something like this is when Asfandiar was here. And he was, I mean, what a source of love, oceanic love, emanating from him. And while he was there, at one point, that eye of the heart opened up, and I could see Baba right in front of me, like living right in front of me. It wasn't like an image of Baba, or it wasn't like a photograph of Baba. He was like there in living color and everything. But then when he left, I I wasn't able to do it anymore. I had to work at that type of thing. But I mean, when the eye of the heart opened, there is such thing, because I was seeing from down at the heart level, Baba, then you see Baba right in front of you. I'm not saying that that's the goal, because what I kind of favor what Adi was saying. try to please Baba, try to love others and for his sake and all that. Yeah, but it is there, and there Darwin, he comes right out and says that that's something there in us, present. Okay.
Yes, Ron?
Well,
I got something I think is pertinent to this. Um, one of the favorite books I found at a recycling center. I actually found two copies. It's called He and I. It's a wonderful
yeah,
diary of a woman who had some very wonderful talks with God. Mostly he talked to her, but she sometimes would ask some questions or have some comments, and they would share them. And God sounds a heck of a lot like Baba to me. Anyhow, this is one of the conversations. So she says, "Lord, I'm so very little. Even what I have is only what you have given me." God says, "Ask for more. Ask better. And although you are very far from perfection, ask me for it unceasingly in order to bring you nearer to me. How many blessings you miss by not asking for them." And then he also says, "My very dear little child." This is not a child, but he refers to this lady as my dear little child. "I'm counting on you. I'm waiting for you, already giving you all the grace you need, the grace I want you to make use of, so that those who meet you will meet me."
Mm.
oh,
Oh,
beautiful,
Wow, that's
beautiful.
great.
Oh,
great line. Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, isn't
yeah.
that something?
Eric's liked that book a lot. Yeah,
That's what I've heard.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
He and I. Yeah,
Ron, can you read that last
yeah.
or
I
the
agree.
The
Yeah.
last section,
Yep.
or
"My
should we
dear little child, I'm counting on you. I'm waiting for you, already giving you all the grace you need, the grace I want you to make use of, so that those who meet you will meet me."
Yeah.
He comes through. He comes through, but I think we just need to say that I know you want to come through me, so come on, come through. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a Dr. Harry Kenmore and Erich were walking one time, and they got on the subject of Baba's presence, and Harry says, he wasn't so attracted to this whole talk about Baba's presence, and they talked on a while, and then Harry said, "We have to become his residents." And Eric says, remember that, become his residents, become Guru Prasad, so that anybody comes, all they get is Baba, you know. Anyway, it was beautiful, but Eric said, remember that, become his residents. Yeah. Okay, let's go on to the next.
Bob, you want to read?
Sure.
Thank you.
Spiritual fulfillment. Meher Baba's discourses provide explanations about love and how we narrow down our consciousness when we really ought to do the opposite, expand our consciousness toward this kind of love. This brings us a new understanding of what fulfillment is. True fulfillment is spiritual fulfillment, which lies in spiritual expression rather than in obtaining objects or personal achievements. This is one of the lessons that we learn the hard way, more or less, because we do like to get things. So it is in giving and allowing love to flow rather than in getting that we experience fulfillment. When we love, we do not need to have our love reciprocated because we are already experiencing fulfillment. Love is its own fulfillment, and to give is to be fulfilled. This ultimately becomes what Baba calls divine love, in which there is no thought of self at all. We experience complete dependence upon the grace of God within. Wow.
One of the beautiful lines that I think, read that last little bit again. This is always
Yeah.
made a deep impact on me there.
So the last paragraph.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So it is in giving, in allowing love to flow, rather than in getting, that we experience fulfillment. When we love, we do not need to have our love reciprocated because we are already experiencing fulfillment. Love is its own fulfillment, and to give is to be fulfilled. This ultimately becomes what Baba calls divine love, in which there is no thought of self at all. We experience complete dependence upon the grace of God within. Wow.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Anyone want to chime in on that? Okay, let's go on to the next chapter.
Virginia, if you want to read, please.
I could.
I can read.
Oh,
Emmy?
Virginia? Or Emmy?
Yep,
Emmy?
I'm here.
No, I wasn't going to
Or-
read, but I just wanted to say something
Oh.
about what was just read because I
Yeah.
was
Okay,
listening to
sure,
it on
Emmy. Yeah,
Anthony's
yeah.
phone.
Yeah.
It just really reminded me of the St. Francis prayer that when we give, it's like in giving that we receive. There's this the prayer of St. Francis that just
Yeah.
really reminded me of that. I'm
Mhm.
gonna go look up the lyrics. I'll put them in the chat. But whatever
Yeah.
was just read, it just really reminded me of that prayer.
Doesn't
Yeah.
it start with, Lord, make me an instrument of my peace?
Yeah. That one. Yeah.
Your piece.
For it is in
Oh, yeah.
giving that we now receive. It is in pardoning that we are now pardoned. And it is in dying that we are born again. It's beautiful. Okay. And Virginia was going to read.
Thank you for singing that. That was so beautiful, Jeff.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff. Okay. Chapter 9, Giving Our All. The whole creation is a play of thoughts, the outcome of the mind. It is your mind that binds you. It is also the mind that is the means of your freedom. You are eternally free. You are not bound at all. Meher Baba. The soul is never contaminated. It is eternal, sovereign, free, pure, untrammeled, and untarnished. And we are that soul. This is our great consolation, that we are the soul. We are free, so let us be free. Give everything to the Master and be free. Enjoy freedom of the heart, freedom of consciousness. It is a great privilege to be incarnated now. Become free in this lifetime. The ultimate reality is not an object apart from us, apart from everything. It is all inclusive, timeless, and already here among us. Jesus said, the kingdom of God is within you. It is within each one of us. It is not something that is in outer space somewhere, nor is it in the future any more than it is in the past. It is not an object in the future, but it is always in the present, and it is always here with us. Only one person here and there becomes aware of it, but sooner or later, it is everyone's destiny to realize the ultimate reality and be free. Jesus gave us the key to realizing the truth with his words, leave all and follow me. Leave all your attachments and impressions, those numberless things that bind you so firmly to your limited self, and follow the perfect master or the avatar, who is, Baba says, the only one beyond the bondage of sanskaras. He leads us to our infinite self, that which is always within. Accept the Master's infinite being as part of your nature. Accept and be sustained by his grace. Grace is not something we achieve, but something we receive. It is not something we add to what we are, but is what happens when we learn to let go of our backlog of burdens. It comes as a pure gift and is an expression of the Master's love for us.
Yeah. Anything to say to that? We got Ronnie up there.
Yeah, Ron.
Well, I'm going to be free here because I don't know. I was a little shy about saying something on that last uh, paragraph, but it reminded me of an anecdote about giving love and making somebody happy. That and Baba really kind of set me on a course for something I had no idea about really. Um, Something I didn't know, and I told this anecdote I think on this chat. I don't know, it might have been a year or two ago, but I want to tell it again. It, it's kind of fun in that I was in my office. I was leaving for the day, and the young woman who was the receptionist at the time had this particularly beautiful sweater that she was wearing, and I just was admiring it. But I was not in the habit of commenting and giving compliments to people. Particularly, I mean, I've tried to develop that, and I think I have to some extent with Baba urging me on. But this day, I was walking out, and I passed her. She was the last person I was going to walk by before I walked out the door. So I walked out the door, and then Baba says, "Get in there and tell her that that's a beautiful sweater." And I thought, holy cow, he wants me to go back in to tell her that. That seems like, I don't know how that's going to go over. That's kind of weird. But it was pretty powerful message to do that. And so I just thought, well, if he's going to make himself that, you know, powerful, uh, I think I have to do this. Now, he doesn't do this very often, so I'm going to follow up. So I walked back in, and I said, Jeanette, that is really a beautiful sweater you're wearing. I wanted to let you know I really like that. And then I left. But before I left, I looked at her face, and I could see that she was very happy, that I had made her happy. I don't, just pleased. Uh, and uh, and that was it. That was the fulfillment. The fulfillment came almost instantly from just doing the loving gesture. And so that's the way Baba somehow does it for me every once in a while when he wants to teach me something. He'd be loving. I was never loving before. I don't know.
Excellent. Thanks. Yeah, beautiful. That's a
Jeanette.
nice shirt you're wearing. I mean, that's really looks like
Jeanette.
Virginia.
Yeah.
I was thinking two different things. First of all, I was thinking I think I need to get a T-shirt that says "Grace is not what you achieve, but grace is what you receive." I think that was the sentence that
Yeah.
was in that last passage, because
Oh.
I've been really kind of running up against my achievement mindset and feeling like I always have to be doing something or accomplishing something. And Bob has been slowing me down this last year and reminding me that all I have to do is be here and be with him and receive him. And that is enough and more than enough. Um, and I was also thinking about my thoughts. That when we're fully giving love, that's, kind of when we're in the most flow. And I don't know, I can't remember the wording of it, but it just reminded me of I was a birth doula when my children were young. And I remember kind of laughing when I would come home from birth because I felt energized by it, even if I was at like a really long 36-hour birth. And I would kind of equate it then to the fact that just taking care of 3 young kids was more effort than even attending a birthing woman, which may have been true. But I think also it's just that state of flow that you get into when you're fully being with someone else and fully being there for them and giving love to them. And it recharges us and is, it just, I can't complete my sentence. But anyway, I was reflecting on that.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah.
Candy.
So what struck me about this is I see that I have this highlighted in my book. What struck me about it is where it says, it is not something we add to what we are, but it is what happens when we learn to let go of our backlog. I noticed that, and I always find it funny too, because I notice that it happens. I don't know if it happens to anyone else, but I noticed that like spirituality is something I want to add to candy. like candy stays and adds all the goodies to it, but it isn't like that. Candy has to go. So here's my ego self has to go. I have to get rid of candy, basically what it is, and then the grace will flow in. But you can't add it to your whole lot of your whole all your stuff. And I thought that's what I thought when I saw this.
Yeah. Yeah. Darwin kind of mentions that a number of times. He refers to that.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like adding the more real to the false. You got to get rid of the false to make some room for the real. Yeah.
And it reminds me of this quote of Baba, which always, I don't know if I can do it, but you guys, you'll know it. And that's another thing, because when Baba says God forgives everything but hypocrisy, I always used to go, oh, well, at least I'm not a hypocrite. But then this quote, it goes something like, to have one foot, something like to have one foot in the world and 1 foot on the spiritual path. I'm just paraphrasing.
Yeah.
Is not only impossible, but the height of hypocrisy.
Yeah.
Oh, and expect to see a glimmer of God or something like that. It's not only impossible, but the height of hypocrisy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't do the quote justice. But you
Pretty
guys,
good.
you know what it is, right? You know
Yeah.
the quote.
Yeah.
How is it?
Yeah. It's in Listen Humanity, I know, but
Yes, Bob.
Yeah, the last part of this reminds me something that Eric said once, and Jeff, maybe you remember the context of it, but it was something like, if you need to ask Bob for anything, ask for the grace of his love. And I don't remember where it came from, or the context in which he said it, but ask for the grace of his love. I remember very clearly.
yeah. Yeah, and Bob said, he who asks for my love will be my chosen one. Bob has said that.
Yeah.
One quote that Darwin liked, that a Rumi quote, on the spiritual path, effort is required, but grace is 1,000 times greater than effort. When the morning sun appears, the candle of self-effort can be blown out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Say that again, Jeff.
On
Please.
the spiritual path, effort is required, but grace is 1,000 times greater than effort. When the morning sun appears, the candle of self-effort can be blown out.
Mm.
Once, it's almost like you go out at sea with your sailboat and everything, but if you hit the Gulf Stream, your sail is useless, because the Gulf Stream just completely carries you wherever it's going to go. You might as well bring your sail down.
Jeff,
Okay,
Jeff, can you share that also
what's that?
with in an email or whatever?
Oh, that quote?
That quote,
Rumi?
yeah,
Okay.
gorgeous. Very beautiful.
Paula, can you read now, or are you still on your phone?
Oh, I'm on my phone, but
Can
I
you
could,
read?
yeah, I probably could. Let me
Okay.
just, you know what page, I'm trying to,
It's on
let
this.
me just,
Oh, were you looking?
Leah, what page is it on? Are we on?
Do you have the book?
I have the book. I do.
Then it's page 50.
Page-
Tentacles. Tentacles.
Okay, page 50.
Uh-huh.
I will. Okay, tentacles. As the soul, we are beyond Maya, and nothing can bind us. However, we must withdraw our consciousness from the realm of ego desires and develop love for God, love for the Master. I liken the withdrawal of consciousness from the gross realm to withdrawing invisible tentacles, like those sea creatures whose tentacles constantly float out trolling for food. We extend unseen tentacles into the gross world seeking experiences. Spreading out our tentacles only binds us all the more. In other words, to express our desires is to multiply them. So, why do we reach out for things in the world? We are seeking distraction. We feel that something is missing, that we will be happier if we have this or that. Really, we are looking for truth. But we get distracted by Maya and then seem to forget that God is what we really want. Baba says most of man's suffering is self created through his ungoverned desires and impossible demands. All this is unnecessary for self fulfillment. If man becomes desireless and contented, he will be free from his self inflicted suffering. His imagination will not be constantly harassed by feverish reaching out toward things that really do not matter, and he will be established in unassailable peace. Thankfully, we are constant learners, and one day we will learn to direct our forces within. It is a matter of maturing. True spiritual progress is best made by the mature person, one who is really ready to turn away from the gross realm. As I have said before, I feel that part of Mayor Baba's manifestation is to drive everyone to the spiritual life. But even when people are following the spiritual path, many are not aware that they still have tentacles groping for things in the gross and subtle worlds. You think that's enough?
No, the very last little paragraph.
Okay. So at the outset, we have to learn how to withdraw those tentacles and direct them inwardly. Not that we are going to become introverts per se, but we become explorers within. We are going to explore who we are and what we have inside of us, such as our sanskaras. We need to become aware that we already have unlimitedness, and inner freedom, and we make use of them in our consciousness.
Good.
Can I ask somebody something while I'm here? There was somebody that lives in my area that I didn't get her number last time. And does anyone know who that is? It was a few weeks ago.
What is your area?
Asheville.
Candler area?
Was
it you?
It was me.
It was you. Okay. Can you again give me your telephone number? Because I have been wanting to get in touch with you and I totally, totally spaced out and did not look at the number there.
Here, I'll put it in the chat to you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Hey,
Very good. Rich,
I think this is almost the theme of this entire book. And my experience with this has a couple of different facets. Well, one of which is I have watched my mind, what he calls the tentacles, think, oh, should I go buy some ice cream? You know, and I'm thinking, no, no, I don't need ice cream. I'm old, I've had enough. That's it. Okay, whatever. But the fact of my mind reaching out, now this is what in infinite intelligence Baba calls upapog and Chaitanya. Upapog is the actual eating of the ice cream and taking the pleasure from that experience. But when the mind is reaching out, it's trying to reach for that experience of upapog. But it's part of your Chaitanya that you have the desire to have ice cream, right? So part of your personality is that ice cream, or you smoke a cigar, you know. And either way, it's the upapog of taking the experience of actually smoking the cigar that increases, your gross consciousness, or it stabilizes your gross consciousness. So, but one of the things I've experienced in talking with people, especially people that I know, and this started a while back, but I have to remind myself to do it. When I'm listening to them, um, I try to remember Baba. And what happens is I begin hearing who they are instead of what I'm thinking they are. It's a very different experience for me from in my life. But what I found is then their return, their expression of what I've said, or their reflection has a lot more to do with that, with Baba's energy than normal. And what I'm saying is, I don't have my mind using its tentacles trying to tell me who this person is. So stop the mind from telling me who this person is. Just listen to, well, I'll say Baba in the person, but I really have to remember Baba while I'm doing that. Otherwise, I can't do it. It won't happen that way. Thank
yeah,
you.
beautiful. In
Yeah.
fact, Darwin would say, if you focus the unlimitedness on others or their soul on others, they expand. And I once asked Darwin, because there were squabbles amongst people here, and this is in 56, even though they were all around Baba, it wasn't like perfect harmony. And I said to Darwin, Baba saw all this. How did Baba respond to it? And Darwin said, Baba seemed oblivious, meaning he was just looking at the essence of people, at least when he was here, and not, tripped up by their little melodrama, their little finite behavior.
But how do you do that, Jeff? Did Darwin say how you do that?
Well, I think he gets into it in this book,
Yeah.
but where you're trying to tune into the essence of someone behind their personality self. Like, I've shared this before, but after a meeting back in the 70s at the Shaw's, we were having apple juice and cookies that Jean was provide. And we're just standing around, and Darwin just looks at me, and I'm a young kid. He just very casually says, Jeff, you are not the personality self. And I had like no place to put it. It's not me. I thought the whole purpose was to get to know me, to go on and improving me and improve me until I reached the goal. And he's basically saying I'm barking up the wrong tree altogether. Wow. But what he would say is the personality self, candy, is just a storefront for the soul.
Wow.
And we make such a big deal of the window displays, changing them with the seasons when we could go inside and enjoy the priceless merchandise.
No.
But to be able to see past the personality to what's behind it, you know, we like certain personalities and we don't, but to get at the essence, you have to kind of not be fooled by the personality.
Well, I've had myself. They're almost like experiences, you know. It's not that I can figure it out how to do it, but I've had it come upon me where I was with somebody, a person, and suddenly I would see them. I would see them with my heart, let's say. Okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, one time I was almost in tears because of that, because I saw their loneliness. I saw that they were just incredibly lonely.
Yeah.
So, and it's happened a few times, you know, but it's not something I can actually do. You know, it just happens sometimes, you know.
Yeah. I see. That's how I think the Monolith saw us all the time.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Well, let's ask Goer though. How would you describe this?
How would I describe what, Jeff? I'm sorry.
Well, just, seeing more deeply into people in the course of your life.
Right. I guess you just have to you have to look with your heart. You have to assess the person deep down from within yourself, and then that's when you see their true nature, or you see them through the eyes of the heart rather than through the eyes of the mind. And
easier said than done. Easier said than done.
That's true. It is.
And not through the eyes of the emotions, but the eyes of love,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And knowing that Baba is within everyone. So that's what you're trying to look for. And as soon as you see it from that angle, it's much easier to see who they really are. So see with the heart.
Yeah. And the whole theme of this book is really to get a deeper awareness of the heart and live from there. Yeah.
Not only seeing people with the heart, but if you live from the heart, I noticed that in my life, sometimes for no reason, I feel great joy. And then other times I feel trapped. And I can watch so clearly how it's the mind.
Yeah.
The mind, the monkey mind, is just playing with you. You know, you actually.
Right. See how fortunate you are that you have that awareness also, that you have that awareness.
And I literally.
You can bring yourself back to your heart level rather than think.
And I literally tell my mind to shut up.
Yeah, that's right.
I do. It's like my lower self and my higher self, they argue, you know.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's literally what says that. Shut up. I was perfectly happy until you started.
The ego is in collusion with the mind. The mind is a good servant, but a bad master. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Well, hey.
Yes, Janet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know exactly how this fits into what everybody's talking about, but I just had a friend visiting for quite a long period of time. And of course, she knows that I'm into Meher Baba because I have pictures and say things and all of that. But, I don't try to push it on her at all. And I've known her for many years and she's known that. But what I'm noticing is that I can feel how she kind of wants what I have in a way. And I feel sad because I can't give that to her. I mean, it's Baba's deal, I mean, my understanding is that, it's so I guess what I'm trying to say is that there was that one line that earlier, if we are close to Baba, then that is what comes out of us, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if we're saying Baba's name or we're trying to stay connected to Baba, our very best, that's what's coming out of us. And, but I guess my frustration is about how do we, all of the, what Darwin is saying and everything, I mean, that is us working on our own hearts, like your thing that you wrote, the email that you wrote, Jeff, is our cleansing the mirror of our, the heart is, the mirror of our hearts is already cleansed, but we have to cleanse the dust off. So that's our work. But when we go out into the world and we're with people and we're close to people, they're our friends, and they, think been friends for 60 years, and yet that whole big portion of our life experience isn't something that we share with them. And there's an awkwardness in there for me about how to connect with them on a deeper level. I mean, I hear what you guys are saying and what Goher just said, see them with the eyes of the heart, see them through Baba, and all we can do is our best and what Baba guides us to do. But there's this feeling that I'm supposed to be doing more to help them. Did anybody ever experience anything like that?
Not at all. We don't feel that No, but here's the thing. This is what the Mandali did with that. I felt the greatest gift I got from the Mandali is they gave me a feeling of belonging. They extended that, and I tell you, that was the love came through the medium of that. I mean, not just that I belong to them, but I belong to Baba. I mean, by extension, so to speak. And so that giving someone a feeling of belonging is a way of transmitting that experience that we have within to someone else, and even your friend feeling that, because that's a common line that I hear over the years where someone will say about a Baba person, one of their, whatever you have, I want. They said, whatever is in you, I want. That's their acknowledgement. But even your friend, even your sense that your friend is missing something, that missing is going to awaken, to find what is missing. And we are missing, and the most enormous thing in existence. Everybody is missing something vast. I mean, it's no wonder everybody's not happy, because we're missing God, the experience of God, and huge. But yeah, I felt giving others a feeling of belonging.
Can you say, like, how what you sense or experience within yourself when you're doing that, giving them the feeling of belonging? I mean, I know what you mean about the Mandali, but kind of maybe like belonging to love itself in a way.
Well, even belonging to you and belonging to what's connected to you, as well as belonging to the divine, but, or to Baba, but that it's that personal. I mean, the Mandali I found, when they connected with us, it wasn't, they didn't get tired of us and get disinterested in us. They stayed interested in us until they were lowered in the grave. You know what I mean? It was personal. I mean, it wasn't like some kind of general sort of love they were giving out. It was very specific. And I feel that that's something, when it's very personal, it goes into someone's heart. They get
Belonging to you, just like continuing to connect with them and ask how they're doing and what that kind of thing, like the Mandali did, caring about us as people on the planet.
Yeah, I mean, it seems overwhelming, but you only have to do it one at a time. I mean, they had thousands of people, more than thousands of people they were personally connected with. and extraordinary. In other words, for example, I would feel like, wow, they really kind of, are connecting with me and all that. But I noticed they're doing that with everybody, not just me. It was an extraordinary thing. Most people, they have a little circle of friends, but they had a ongoing massive whatever connection with so many personal connection with so many people.
And it didn't exhaust them.
Huh?
It didn't exhaust them, you don't think?
I
You
can't.
have to be closer to your mic.
Oh,
Okay, I got in my AirPods. Just a second. Let me take them out. Okay, let's
Yeah,
see.
that's it.
Can you hear me now?
yeah, good. Yeah.
Okay, it didn't exhaust them. The Mandali didn't get exhausted. I mean, Erich said, about not writing letters. Am I correct?
Yeah. Friend is he or she who does not write to me.
Yeah.
He used to say, yeah.
so there was a sense of being overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If they had to do things like that, but if you were in their presence,
Right.
they were there. They were connecting with you. Does someone have the cover of Erich's book on that book jacket on the last page?
The book by Devana, or
Yeah, the Divana book.
Bob
Yeah,
Bess.
read that the lower right back page on the inside. Listen to this. This is a Erich's.
Why should I sit here and talk to you? That one.
Yeah, that's it.
Why should I sit here and talk to you? Because I take you to be his. And when I feel that you are his, I won't spare myself. Whatever the excuse that has brought us together, behind it is his hand. And that makes me want to share whatever I can with you because you have come here for him. Oh my God. That is incredible. Thank you.
Read that once again.
Okay. All right. Why should I sit here and talk to you? Because I take you to be his. And when I feel that you are his, I won't spare myself. Whatever the excuse that has brought us together, behind it is his hand. And that makes me want to share whatever I can with you because you have come here for him.
I mean, that's what we received.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's a message for me right now.
Yeah, but thank you, Jana, for asking like that. That's brought out something very beautiful.
That really helped. Thank you so much, Jeff.
Yeah.
So shall we finish up with Robert?
Yeah, Robert's the last man on the lineup.
Terrific, Jay Baba. I have a poem that I wrote in 1999 that reflects some of this sentiment. It's a short poem.
Yeah, and let's have a moment of silence after you read it. Yeah.
Sure.
And maybe I was just thinking, Bob Yeager has a new book. If you can think of one at the very end from your book, but I'm kind of springing out on the last moment. Okay, go, Robert.
Okay, the title of this is A Man Not All There. When I see a man not all there, I try to see his humanity, for that is only fair. I could very well focus on his insanity, but that in truth is not his true identity. After all, he's a man of great ideals, even though his thoughts have become so unreal. In truth, he's a man of great honor, and yet around his heart he wears this armor. I pray for this man to rise from these depths so deep, for he is a man of great worth, just caught in his sleep.
Beautiful. Wow. Let's have a few moments. Read it once again, and then we'll go into the sea of silence.
Thank you. Jay Baba. When I see a man not all there, I try to see his humanity, for that is only fair. I could very well focus on his insanity, but that in truth is not his true identity. After all, he's a man of great ideals, even though his thoughts have become unreal. In truth, he's a man of great honor, and around his heart he wears his armor. I pray for this man to rise from these depths so deep, for he's a man of great worth, just caught in his sleep.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Hey,
Yeah.
Jeff.
Hey, Peter, Peter
Um,
there out in Seattle.
Yep, in your neck of the woods that
And
you used to live in.
Dinesh, you were just in Seattle. Yeah.
It's a good town. It's been fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I'll see you on Thursday, Jeff.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for coming. And
Thank
then
you.
Mayor
Great meeting.
Sagar is in Seattle too.
Yes, I saw him on Zoom. I was at the Zoom meeting yesterday with him.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Well, let's Bob, you have a poem there for the end, or?
Yeah, I just happened to turn to one that I think is on topic. It's called Sonnet from the Dark. You have said we must stop looking out, trying to plan a safe shore route, for the surest map is found within. Oh, blind and bound, look in, look in. But how, beloved, will I do this without your grace, your loving kiss? I beg for something, anything I may do that's not done for me, but only you. Nothing, Baba, but your love, your light, will pierce this dark that seems so bright, will drive the strangers from this heart and train the mind to play its part. In blindness masquerading as light, only in blindness masquerading as sight, only by your grace will I find light.
Beautiful.
Baba.
Bob has a poetry reading tomorrow on Baba Zoom at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Okay. Wonderful. Jai Baba, everyone.
Jai Baba.
Baba.
Hey, Anita, I'm hopefully see you in October or November. You're muted, but I got the point. I can
looking forward to that.
Oh, great. Yeah. Baba willing, I'll make it.
Yes.
Let's see. So any last minute things to?
I returned from Mehrabad today morning.
What's that?
I returned from Mehrabad just now. I was there for 5 days.
Oh, good. Yeah.
And I want to show you one picture my friend painted.
That's cool.
Oh,
Pretty good.
Yeah. Tilt it forward a little bit, Dinesh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it a little more upright.
Yeah, the other way.
Wow, lovely. Baba, 1956 in Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C.
Beautiful.
Year I was born.
Can we get a last quote from Go Here?
Yeah.
sure. So it's entitled, How Can One Earn Godhood? You can earn livelihood with the sweat of your brow, and you can earn godhood with the blood of your heart.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, wonderful.
Can you say that again?
You can earn livelihood with the sweat of your brow, and you can earn godhood with the blood of your heart.
Not less than that.
Yeah. Okay, folks. Well, wonderful. Thank you for coming. And
Jefferson, we have one more week with you.
Yes.
I guess so. I'm deciding one of I should pass next week. I'll let you know. I'll let you
Oh, don't
know.
cut us off cold turkey.
No, there'll be some, some turkey
Yeah, we'll
slices.
have withdrawal.
Rather.
Withdrawal.
Jeff, here's a possible solution. You could always do late night chat another night this week if you didn't want to do it Sunday.
Yeah, well, I mean, I will be here Sunday. I just got
Yeah.
if I got to see.
Has to get ready for his trip.
Well, you could always do late night Thursday or Friday or whatnot.
Yeah. Well, so, I mean, Sunday is just as well, but it's just a matter of
Yeah.
whether I can get my
Oh,
act
yeah.
together.
Yeah.
And plan my India trip at the same time. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I wish there was, Jay Sema, if you could, I don't know if you could send me all the names of everybody, because what I do is I'll go in the tomb or sit outside the tomb now and visualize each one of you. So if I have all of your names, if Jaysim, if you have it, send
Yeah.
it like in an email,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
then I'll print it up, and then you guys will, I'll take you as best I can
Thank
to
you.
Baba's tomb.
Thank
That's
you.
really dear.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. Yes.
Would you do a special one for Candy and ask for God realization for Candy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm too shy to ask for myself.
Yeah.
I think Paula has a question.
Yes, I do. I
Yeah.
do, but I can't unmute. I don't know how to unmute.
You're fine. We can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to thank you all for connecting me with Virginia before, and that was so wonderful. And I have her number and her email now, and I can call her because we live like 5 minutes away from each other. So that's wonderful. But I also wanted to respond to when she said that there's this beautiful place called Beloved Asheville, and they do a lot about they actually wrote a post today, and they named every single person who died, and as a remembrance 108 people so I just wanted to share that was just like so incredibly moving. Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah. No,
It's hard to realize it's only been a year. I mean,
yeah. Luckily, we don't die.
Yes.
Really. Got to get a different word.
Yes.
Okay. Any other last minute things? Otherwise,
Well, Jeff, have a wonderful time in India.
sure. I will do my best. Well, it's, really, if you can go, I mean, the atmosphere around the tomb is so rarefied. You think about dissolving. A lot of you can dissolve. You can lose 90 pounds of weight just like that. Just walking in there. So if you're really want to diet, go there.
Elisa Genovese will be there. Probably.
Yeah, I will see
She'll
her.
be
Yeah,
Elisa.
she's coming.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because, Christina, you're still young. You got you can muscle your way on over there.
You're right. I'll start swimming.
Yeah.
No, actually, I'm coming to Myrtle Beach, the exact dates that you're going to be away, Jeff.
Oh my God.
Oh,
No,
looking forward to seeing you in Myrtle Beach, Christina.
Yeah.
You mean the 12th of October to the 22nd of November?
I'll be there the 12th to the 16th.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'll miss you.
Sorry. Yeah.
I know.
Christina worked with us in the summer when she was young.
Yeah, when I was a young spry thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was 19.
Yeah, it was nice. And her brother worked also a number of times. Anyway, folks, You have a nice week.
You too,
And,
Jeff.
just, take Baba with you wherever you go and, don't leave him standing outside, bring him in.
Bring him in.
Much love.
Much
Thank
love.
you. Thank you, Jeff.
Hey, Baba.
Oh, wait. Oh, my God. We forgot.
What?
You're so excited to go to India. That's why
Yeah.
you
Well, see, it
forgot.
doesn't have your name. It just says Zoom user.
Is that
Yeah.
right?
I can
Okay.
share.
Oh,
Can I share Bob's
unbelievable.
picture again? Can I share Bob's picture again?
Yeah. Okay. And then Nasreen, give us yeah.
Yes. Okay, there we go. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, thank you.
See you guys. All right.
Jai Baba.
Hey, Bob.
Baba, thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.